Oh, this is your main man, Frank+kern, coming to you a little bit after 4 o'clock. What day is it? The 8th of January. So if you're watching this on Facebook right now, around 4 o'clock on the 8th of January, then I'm coming to you live. And if you're watching it on another platform at another time, this is pre-recorded. Always got to make that differentiation there, make that clarification. There's always that one person like, is this really live? Yeah. It is. It sure would be hard to fake it. Probably. I don't know. Don't want to. Man, got something cool to share with y'all today. And this is like probably going to be painfully obvious to a lot of people. But it's not painfully obvious to me, or at least it wasn't until now. It's a little tech thingy. But before I share it with you, I want to talk about the bad behavior that you want your prospects and customers to do. By the way, my computer fan is going off. It must be using a lot of processing right now. Looks like everything's cool. If you guys can hear me and all that kind of stuff, just type yes in the comments, say hey or something. Let me know you're here. And by the way, I could use a little bit of help. I want to test something out. If while you're watching this and you're just feeling excitable, hit any of the buttons, like the like button or the love button or whatever. That always makes me laugh while you're watching this, and or share it with folks. I would appreciate it. All right. So looks like it's all cool. Everybody can hear me. That's pretty good. All right. Yeah. Nice. Beauty. There's always a delay. You know what I mean? So you never know what's going to happen. Okay. Let's get cracking. All right. First of all, thanks to everybody who joined me this morning with Jared Glant. That was 7:30 my time in the morning. Really, really impactful interview on how they sold 26,000 and counting seats to the 10X Growth Con. Really proud of those guys. Doing a good job. So here's the bad behavior you want people to do. That behavior is binging. All right. Write this down. Binging equals buying. All right. Binging equals buying. And here's what I mean by that. Well, first of all, let me tell you why I'm defining that as bad behavior. All right. Binge drinking is bad. Binge eating is considered to be bad, but and binge watching Netflix is considered to be bad, right? How'd you spend your weekend? Binge watching Netflix, you loser. You should have been doing push-ups or whatever it is you're supposed to be doing. So we always consider like binging to be bad. I'll tell you when it's not bad, when your prospects and customers are doing it on your content. Here's what we have found over the past couple of months or so. Even more so, fast forward to like ever since I've been coming on social and like actually doing stuff on social media. I have this thing that's called the private client group. We're full right now. So thanks to everybody who's applied. I haven't even checked into the applications because we're full. So sorry for not getting back to you on that. I haven't promoted it though. So you did go find it on your own. But anyway, that's irrelevant. So we have this thing called the private client group. Here's our fancy sales process. Somebody will see a sales letter about it, and the sales letter says, hey, if you think you might want to do it, fill out this little form. I'll look at it. If I think we might be a good match, you can talk to my little bride, Natalia. You all know Natalia. Everybody loves her. And then she'll talk to you, answer your questions. And if you both mutually think you might be a good match, then you and I will talk. And it's a way of me filtering out my time, because I'm not a big lover of phone conversation. I got stuff to do, So when she talks to people, that first initial conversation, it will start in one of two ways. It used to start mostly with this statement. Oh man, this is so cool. I've been following Frank for years. This is awesome. I remember Frank back from the Mass Control days, and that's great. And thank all of y'all so much for doing that. I have an amazing life because I built a business serving customers like y'all, and thank you. And now here's what we also get. And to a degree, this also get thing is slightly more exciting. Sorry, all y'all old schoolers. It's slightly more exciting because it shows a quote unquote new thing that's working. It's new to me. It's been painfully obvious to everybody else but me. And here's the new thing that's going on. So now about half of the conversations will be like, hey, I've been following Frank for years. Awesome. And that's really cool. And I like it. And then we'll get people that are like, I just saw one of your videos the other day. And then I went and I've watched like 50 of them. And I've listened to like 20 hours of your podcast. I can't wait to get started. And that's what's really, really exciting, because what that means is that the ability to compress the time that it takes to build a really good bond with somebody and a really good relationship with somebody is now here. So what used to take like years can now take a matter of days. And in some cases, a matter of hours. And the reason why is because of binge consumption of content. All right. So I want you to sort of think about the big picture like this. The name of the game, can't believe I'm saying this, lightning's going to strike me. The name of the game is branding, but branding with the intent of selling something. So by no means am I a fundamentalist orthodox practitioner of direct response. I'm like Pentecostal direct response. If there could be like various segments of the direct response religion, I would be like the Pentecostal born again direct response, like hallelujah, direct response, love it, right? Love direct response marketing. That's what like most internet stuff is, click here to buy the thing. So for me to say branding is the name of the game has to be taken with a little bit of context. All right. So by no means do I mean like, all right, you're just going to create a brand by putting your logo out there or your picture or a slogan. And you're going to drive all this traffic to a slogan or something. I don't think that does any good. I think that term was kind of created by Madison Avenue back in the day. And they were like, yeah, a giant company like DuPont or whatever with millions of dollars, you need to build a brand so your logo becomes recognizable. Because those dudes were getting commission on the media buy. Right. Well, that ain't like that anymore. We don't need that anymore. And so what I mean by a brand is this, is really, really important. A brand is simply the audience of people that want to listen to what you have to say. Actually, better define it. A brand is defined as an audience of people who want to and actively listen to what you have to say. So the bigger the audience, the bigger the brand, right? And then the magic thing that kind of sprinkles on all of that is goodwill. So you want a lot of goodwill with your brand. So the question becomes, well, how do you build this goodwill, right? And the answer is always helpful content. If you can help somebody get to where they want to go in advance of asking for the money, or even in the process of asking for the money, you're building that goodwill. Kind of makes sense, right? I call it the oldest trick in the book, the old demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them trick. By the way, good news on the branding front. We created a branding class, which worked out really, really well. And a lot of people joined it and it was awesome. And it's closed. However, my team is still able to help train folks on the concept of branding. If you're interested in branding your business, and like doing the stuff I'm talking about and having us help you with it, not as a done for you, but train you on how to do it. Type branding in the comments. Hey, I'll do it here on the Facebook so you can see it. I like playing with this thing. Hang on. All right, let's see if that works. Okay. So type branding in the comments if you want Tyler or Kate from our team to reach out to you and kind of tell you what we have available that can help you. So if you want help doing the stuff I'm about to share with you and building a brand and helping people and serving your audience, having all this goodwill and ultimately selling more stuff, just type branding in the comments and my team will see it and they will direct message you or reply to you somehow through some magic and they'll set up a time to talk. Super low pressure. I don't have commission salespeople or anything like that. Pretty laid back scene over here, but we're happy to help. So anyway, okay. So that's the name of the game, is to build this brand, but do it in a direct response way. So if we know that the brand equals audience plus receptivity, well, an audience is really a group of people that want to hear and do consume what it is you have to say. So brand really equals audience plus goodwill. Bigger the audience, more goodwill, bigger the brand, right? And now where does the direct response come in? Direct response comes in where you make an offer, right? That is directly measurable. Promise you this is going somewhere, by the way. Okay. So if we know that the brand is built by providing this goodwill, then logically speaking, the more goodwill we can have with an audience, the stronger that brand is going to be, the more receptive they're going to be to offers. That's where the direct response component comes in. So that's why I recommend, and the strategies I've been talking to you guys about so often here, the overall strategy is called intent-based branding. I recommend that every day, as much as you possibly can, you put out content that helps people, builds goodwill, and makes offers, right? So here's the thing. If you keep doing that, if you guys have been following me any amount of time recently, I keep trying to drive this point home, like, hey, the stuff you create today will live on and serve you tomorrow, right? And that's called building an asset. So like this video right now, I'm shooting it live for you. It's about 4:15, give or take, these watches. Not the best at keeping time. They look cool though. About 4:15, give or take, right? I'm going to hang up soon. We're not going to be live anymore, but this is going to stay on Facebook. It's going to go on YouTube, might repurpose it and might put it on LinkedIn. It's going to live on forever, right? So if you're able to create all these assets over time that provide value, build goodwill, and make offers, you're going to end up with this library of stuff that people can binge on, all right? And binging is the bad behavior you want. Now check this out. Here's how it happens, all right? So let's see. I keep getting all these direct messages showing up on the screen. I'll just let them, people are contacting me through DM here or contacting my page through DM. So you never know what you're going to see pop up over here. I don't know how to block it. So if you see something weird, let me share my screen with you. All right. If you see something weird, then, it's not, sorry, I don't know how to prevent you from seeing anything weird. By the way, if you want me to help you implement intent-based branding, if you want my team as well to help you and want some training on how to do it, just type branding in the comments. And Tyler and or Kate from my office will reach out to you. They'll set up a time to talk and they'll just help you. And they'll kind of tell you what we got and how it works. And if you want to do it, that's great. And if you don't want to help, you don't want to do it, absolutely no pressure. Let me show you this, okay? So here's my stuff, right? Oh, look, that's like Inception. Okay, so here's our stuff. This is my Facebook page, blah, blah, blah. Let me find a video here for you. Here's what happens. Someone will watch a video and they'll be like, wow, look at there. Oh, Fat Boy Kern's over there. He's on the video.
Chances are they're not.
Sorry if that audio messed us up here. And let's say my man is like watching a video or something and he gets to the end or even he starts watching it, right? Here's what happens. Right over here, on the right-hand side of the page, he's got what? Boom, boom, like all of these videos that he can watch from me, which is like really, really good because what does every video do, right? What does every video do? It does three things, okay? Delivers value, builds goodwill, and makes an offer. So what do you think is going to happen if some, now like we've all done this, right? So just pretend it's not my content, pretend it's somebody else's, or like let's pretend it's yours, right? You get into somebody, you're like, oh man, that's pretty cool. You're considering doing business with them or whatever, and you like their stuff. You become a fan. If you're anything like me, you'll OCD out on that stuff and binge. So when you've got the content available for somebody to binge on to their heart's content, by the time they're done with that binging, they're ready to buy. They're like really, really primed for the offer. That's why, like, if we were to circle all the way back to our private client conversations, there's zero salesmanship involved on my part. Like my sales process is, well, first of all, my wife says, like, here's the dates, here's the price. You want to do it? If you do, you can talk to Frank. If not, no problem. So if they make it to me, here's my sales process. I'm like, I don't really have a sales process for this. I'm going to ask you some questions and make sure I can help you. And if I think I do, I'll tell you. And then you're probably going to have some questions for me. And when we're done, we'll work together or not. How's that sound? And they're like, okay. And then I do exactly what I told you. And that's the sales process. So I'm not like good at selling. My objection handling sequence is this. Okay. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks for calling. Bye. Like that's it. There is no objection handling. See, I'm like the worst, but super high close rate. Because of this stuff right here, see? Because the relationship is built through the binging. What used to take years, the man, I've been on your list and I followed you around forever and all this kind of stuff, which is so cool. Thank you all so much. Now it's compressed into days and weeks. When I first got into Dan Sullivan, who I'm a huge fan of, all right, let me get my mug off the screen here. You don't need to see the Facebook page anymore. Wrong thing, sorry. Boom, there we go. When I first got into Dan Sullivan, I was like, man, should I join the strategic coach? Because the money wasn't a big deal. But you got to go to Canada, and Canada's delightful, but it's like a million hours for me to get to Canada, and you got to go through the border and all that kind of stuff. And, they're friendly, it's great, but it's a pain in the ass. So I was like, do I want to go? And so, man, I went on YouTube, and tell me in the comments, tell me if you can relate to this. I went on YouTube and watched like every imaginable thing I could from Dan Sullivan. And then I went and listened to every podcast interview that I could and like tried to get every piece of content because I binged out on it. I liked it. And when it came time for me to have the sales conversation, I was like, hey, will y'all take the money? Can I do I have to come to all of the meetings? Because I really don't want to go to Canada that much, and I joined it. It was a wonderful experience. I'm glad I did. And I'd recommend it to anybody. But, I'd really recommend to people, engineer this situation where people will binge on your content. Like, I don't think that it's possible for that to do you anything but good if the three conditions are met with all content. It always provides value, it always builds the goodwill, and it always makes an offer, right? If you're constantly doing that and someone watches like 5 or 6 hours of your stuff, how hard is it to make a sale? I mean, so people are like, oh gosh, I got to learn how to be an amazing copywriter, and I got to be incredible on camera, or like, what should I do, webinar or VSL? Like, I would say none of that stuff prior to building the relationship and building the bond, and really, really do it. I mean, we sold our class, our branding class. It sold out. The class started on Monday. And man, I mean, my video for it was just me walking through how I was doing stuff. And then it was like, hey, if you want to join the class, like hit the button. And that was it. Like nothing cool, very unattractive looking pages. A lot of y'all saw it, like, good Lord, this isn't fancy. Didn't have time to make it fancy. Still worked, still sold it out, did over almost $250,000 in revenue. We're $4,000 short. So $221,000 in revenue exclusively from doing the social stuff. Now, let me show you something cool, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go back to my screen, I think. By the way, again, if you're interested in building a brand and like deploying intent-based branding, which is the overall strategy that I use. That's where you just make content that makes an offer, helps people provide value. You do a lot of that, but it's a very structured way, so it's not particularly time consuming or difficult. Just type branding in the comments, and my team will reach out. They'll set up a time to talk to you. It's just going to be Tyler, maybe Kate from my office. I don't have like sales sharks or anything. Not there's anything wrong with that. It's just not my style. Super laid back. We'll tell you how we can help you, and if you want to do it, great. If you don't, no worries, no big deal. Just type branding in the comments if you're open to that kind of conversation with them. And that's how the process works. Now, let me show you something. Started doing all this stuff on December 1st. Actually, I started doing this stuff on July 11th, I think, of last year. But I only did it through paid ads because I had my head firmly jammed up my own behind. And I thought social media is stupid. If you're not on social media, you're dumb. Or if you're on social media, if you're making posts all day, you're dumb because it's organic reach, and organic reach is dead, okay, and it's bad, and you should only be advertising. That's the only thing you can control. And I said it like that. That's how I talk when I'm being stupid, which means I talk like that most of the time, right? But that was my mindset. So when I started doing like content and everything in July, I only did it as ads. I would create content and put it out as ads, and if somebody watched it, then I would retarget them with offers. It worked great. And then in December, I was like, wait a minute, I'm friends with people who are making a ton of money as a result of putting out like organic content as well as ads on social. Case in point being Grant, who I interviewed Jared from his office this morning. I mean, they just obscene amounts of money over there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start doing it. All right, I'm going to start making content. So on December 1st, I started on Instagram, just like posting on Instagram and driving people to my book offer, which is at frank+kernbook.com. So I registered the domain frank+kernbook.com to use exclusively with free content. All right, like videos like this. So like if y'all have been following anything I've been doing since December, I told people to go to frank+kernbook.com every day from December 1st until Christmas Eve. And then I started telling them to go to frank+kernbook.com again yesterday. All right. But now I've got like 24 days worth of content with me going, hey, go to frank+kernbook.com. Okay, check this out. This is, y'all see, oh man, you don't see me on the screen. That's kind of boring. All right, so this is today, Convert Book Organic Funnel. Let's see, I'm gonna hit refresh and see if something happens. The more times you hit refresh, yes, the more times you hit refresh, the more money you make. That has to be it. Of course, that's not really true, okay? But it's pretty cool that it just happened to make more just then. It doesn't actually have anything to do with the amount of times you hit refresh. So here are today's stats for that website. So this is the organic funnel. So if you go to frank+kernbook.com and buy the book, you're in this funnel. This is how I'm tracking it, right? So here's what's happening. Number one, I still make content and say, hey, go to frank+kernbook.com. But number two, I got all this stuff out here, right? Like this post right here that we put up says, hey, go to frank+kernbook.com. This one, I think, says go to frank+kernbook.com. This one, go to frank+kernbook.com. This one, again, from today, has nothing to do with the book, all right? This one is an older one. Yeah, this is just a video. It wasn't even live. It was a recording of a live thing. We edited it, put a little headline on there, frank+kernbook.com. That's why, so if like someone binges, they're scrolling down and they're seeing like a million videos of me talking about making frank+kernbook.com. I could probably, I certainly don't want to, but I could probably get hit by a bus right now. And this website, this funnel would continue to bring in revenue for quite some time. Now, if I never made any more content again, I'm not saying, hey, you do this, you're gonna make $3,700 a day. You never have to work again. Like hopefully we're beyond that in our relationship. I'm not gonna ever say something like that to you. So, but if I took like a month off, it would dwindle for sure, but it would take a while, right? So the name of the game here is, let me go back over here to your main man, Frank. All right, so look at that, boom. All right, the name of that, I'm so in love with this BeLive.tv program. It's so cool. The name of the game is to do this stuff consistently, right? Because when you do, you got that library of bingeable stuff. And what's working for me, I'll do this on the Facebooks, and I'm going to take this thing when I'm done with this. I'm going to take this video and I'm going to go and I'm going to click on it on my own Facebook page. And there's little 3 dots. And I'm going to click the 3 dots to the right of the video. You have to go full screen to do this. I'm going to click the 3 dots to the right of the video, and I'm going to select download video. And then it's going to download to my desktop. It's going to still be there on Facebook. I'm just going to, put a copy on my desktop, and then I'm going to turn it right around. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and there it will live as well. And I haven't been a big YouTube person. I don't know much about YouTube, and didn't have the password to my own YouTube account until this summer. So I haven't posted new stuff on YouTube until the summer. And really now I've only started posting regularly since the 1st of December. We got 30,000 people, not including paid traffic, just like free randoms. I don't mean it that way, but you know what I mean? Like, who knows how they got there? 30,000 people came and watched my stuff on YouTube last month. Now, what are they watching? They're watching stuff that's building value, creating goodwill, and making an offer. And it continues to work. They're binging, right? You have people that are binging, and that's what you want. You want to encourage binging. So the way you do it is you put yourself everywhere where they are. By the way, if you want help with this, again, I'll make the offer. If you want us to train you on how to do this intent-based branding stuff for your business, we're delighted to. Don't have a fancy sales letter for it. My class sold out. It's full, but we still can help you. So if you're interested in that, type branding in the comments. Tyler or Kate or somebody from my office will reach out to you, probably through direct messenger if you're watching this on Facebook. Through YouTube, I'm not sure how we can do that. We might just comment under your comment or something. And you can set up a time to talk to them if you want, and we'll help you. And if you want to work together and have us train you on it, cool. If you don't want to, no problem. How's that for high pressure boiler room style pitch there, right? But you'll probably enjoy the conversation. Of course, you do need to have a business or something to sell in order for this to make sense for you. So we won't do it for anybody. You have to actually have some stuff going on, right? So back to the thing. How do you get everywhere? How do you encourage the binging? And the answer is to be where they are. There's a very, very good book I strongly recommend you read. It's written by another Dan. Something about dudes named Dan. Teach me a lot of stuff. This one is by one of my first mentors, still a mentor to this day, Dan Kennedy. And he wrote a book. So if you got like $10 or whatever, go get it, on Amazon. It's called No BS Wealth Attraction. I think for the new economy or something like that. Just do Dan Kennedy Wealth Attraction book in Amazon and buy it. It's really good. In the book, he talks about these things you must do to make yourself magnetic to money. Not in burn a candle at midnight and chant woo-woo type of way, like stuff that if you do this stuff, you'll probably make more money. And there are 3 rules he talks about in that book, which are be somebody, be somewhere, and do something, right? So if we look at that, you can kind of be like, okay, well, be somebody means be somebody important to your marketplace. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, you do something somewhere. And that I know sounds dumb, but so let me make that a little less dumb sounding if I can, So by being someone in this context means demonstrate your ability to help by helping in the places where they are. So if we say, okay, well, now that becomes a little more understandable. How do you demonstrate you can help by helping? Create content like this, whether it's a video like I'm shooting on my laptop camera, no fancy microphone, terrible lighting. Y'all probably don't care. You're like, damn, this is actually pretty helpful, right? So you be somebody by demonstrating value through helpful content, right? And you do something by demonstrating value. So that's the something, the creation and provision of that content. Then the being somewhere is be where they are. And where is everybody right now? Here on the social, right? On the social medias. That's where they are. They're on the YouTubes and they're on the Instagrams. It's always cooler if you say it like that, plural. And they're on the Facebooks and they're on the LinkedIns and they're on their podcasters. is what they have. They have the podcast system in their ear. I'm actually going to talk like that when I'm old, like seriously, not ironically, seriously. Honey, bring me the podcasters. Okay, that's where everybody is. And by everybody, I mean like however many people are on social media. Here, let me Google it. All right, let's see. How many? I can never type when I'm on camera. I can never type anyway. E-L-E-R on social media. Hang on, I'll pull up the screen here in a minute. Okay, so how many people are on the social medias? And let's have a look over here. All right, I'll bring it over to the other screen. Don't know why I didn't just do it on the other screen to begin with, but whatever. Okay, so let's see how many people are on this like platform where we can access their attention for nothing. All right. Okay. So U.S. population so 77% of the United States have a social media profile. Most of those people probably use it. Most of those people probably use it regularly. All right. This is just America. This isn't even about other countries and stuff. Not America. This is just America. 77% of us, right, are on something. Well, what is it going to be? Dude, it's going to be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and I want podcasts in with social media. I don't know if technically it is, but in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm putting this in that bucket too, And so 77% of the United States population is on there. Worldwide, let's see, 2.46 billion. All right. Is that right? Or 2.77? Yeah. So the estimate here in 2019, can y'all see that? Yeah. Well, it's pretty small. Sorry. The estimate here, I'll zoom in. 2.77 billion. That's a lot of people, man. You probably don't need 2.77 billion customers to hit your target. If you do, I hope you hit it, but you're probably not starting the day going, man, I got to get 2.77 billion sales today or else we ain't going to eat, right? So be somebody, do something and be somewhere. Never been easier. I hate to say I never want to say hey, easy when we're talking about marketing stuff. So I don't want to sound like one of those people who like easy, 2 easy steps to get rich in 1 second. Like that's not what I'm talking about. But in comparison to running newspaper ads, running TV spots, sending direct mail, or even the old way of the internet where you had to build an email list and then email them 20 million times and hope for the best, it's gone. Now we just have this machine here. You can press a button, go live. People see your stuff, upload it to other platforms, recycle it. Awesome, right? So whole strategy is called, again, intent-based branding. The name of the game is to get as much useful content out there that does those 3 things, provides value, all right? Number 1, which builds goodwill, which allows you to make offers. Always do it in the same piece of content whenever you can. Do it consistently. If you do, next thing you know, you have bingers happening. And bingers are buyers, and buyers are good. Much better than not having any buyers, and think about the mindset of somebody who has binged on your stuff. If you helped them, they're going to like you a whole lot. Easier to sell to people who like you than those who don't, probably. That would be my guess. People that don't like me typically don't talk to me ever. So never tried to sell to them. Probably wouldn't be that easy of a job, Anyway, if you'd like some help with this, if you would like my office to give you, there's no charge for it, give you an overview of how the strategy works, how you might implement it. And then we'll offer you some training where you work with my team and take some classes from me and stuff on intent-based branding. Just type branding in the comments once again. And it might take a little bit, because it's only 4:30. We might be able to get back to you today, but if it's tomorrow morning, don't hate on us. We're a small team out here in California, but we'll take care of you. We'll be in touch with you and provide that conversation for nothing. The only catch is you do need to have a business. You need to be doing some revenue. You need to have a sales process or something like that. So assuming all of that's true, happy to talk to you. No charge. And if you want to work together, no problem. That'd be awesome. If you don't, no pressure, no big deal, because there's only 2.7 something billion other people to sell to, no need for any of that. Okay, man, thanks for watching. My little children are home. Time to go watch The Flash with my main man, Sasha, my little 7-year-old. He turns 7 here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a party. Okay, thanks for watching again. I'll see y'all later. Have a good evening.